So a few months ago I made a video about the best Zelda item in all the games, and it was pretty easy because I literally knew the answer right off the bat, the double claw shot. So I decided to do the worst item in all Zelda games, and it was a lot harder. That's mainly because there's a lot of items out there that I just seem to hate. A lot of useless items and a lot of weird items. And I pretty much look back at all the games and try to see what all the possible options are. Ocarina of Time is an amazing game. That is without question. But not all the items are winners. The Deku Nuts was the one that was always weak for me, although it still had some use in stunning enemies. There might be items worse than the Deku Nuts, but Majora's Mask had a lot of masks in the party, and some of them were disappointments. The Postman mask literally makes being a postman, it just gives me another job. I already get to save the world, I really do not need to worry about these two sexting mail. And if you want to become a bad dancer, like an absolutely terrible dancer, then wear the Kamaro's mask. Oh, you're gonna look terrible. While the Wind Waker didn't make it seem as bad, having the addition of the Swift Sail in Wind Waker HD, it made me realize just how rough the normal sail is. Like, there's a lot of sailing you gotta do, but at some point I want to get from point A to B quickly, and being stuck with a normal sail really sucks. You might think the telescope's a bad item, but I can see all these people's butts with it. So I think it's actually a really good item. We're really fortunate Swift Sail is in this game too. It's a big reason why Zelda games are terrific at remakes. The one dude in Windfall Island who's as cold as my ex's heart's actually the one who sells it to you, which is pretty odd, but I'm still happy that it was in the game, and not so much for the normal sail. Twilight Princess was the game that had the obvious answer when I started writing this video, in the magic armor. Not only does it cost a lot of rupees to get, but it then consumes it while you're using it. Neat power when it works because you are invincible, but as soon as you're out of rupees, which is pretty quick, it does jack shit for you. Fee isn't really an item, but there is a 90% chance that the people would call her the worst item in all Zelda games regardless, because she won't shut the fuck up. Although this game does have good items though. The mop from Breath of the Wild is absurd to some, but allows me to live my dream of being a janitor. In all honesty, most janitors are super nice people, and it's a shame they have to clean up the shit from all the corporate pieces of shit out there. Sakura knows what I'm talking about.
桜井さん、マインクラフトってスマブラに入れられないですかねってメガネをクイッってあげながら。
And like the mop, other weapons break easily too. The Gore knife is about as fragile as Kim Kardashian's relationships, and the razor sword lasts about as long as Kim Kardashian's relationships. Ah, will this person who doesn't deserve any fame at all ever learn how to have a good relationship for a decent period of time? 2D games aren't shying away from this contention either. Although I'll be honest, I'm not sure if I have much issue with most of these items. Most are standard and nothing really special to them, but nothing really too bad. And one I really want to say is great was the Rock's Cape and Minish Cap. I do love the feeling of jumping and getting the extra glide too. The Phantom Hourglass game itself was terrible, and that item was terrible too. You would think it'd be good to be limited in a place that is even shittier than Jeffrey Dahmer's apartment, but makes them experience the Ocean King Temple more miserable. And it was officially the worst mistake ever in a Zelda game. The source for that? Myself. Although to be honest, the Phantom Hourglass and a few other items I listed here, I'm not even sure if they're considered items that could be eligible for this list. Because we're about 3 minutes into this video, and all I've done is just list everything bad in these Zelda games. So no more stalling. Drum roll please. Yeah, it's the magic arm from Twilight Princess. I think I was the most negative about it just before I started writing this, and I'm the most negative about it now as I figured out it's the worst item in Zelda games. Just a full background of the magic armor, it is a bonus item you get in the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. It initially costs 100,000 rupees, which I don't even think it's possible to get that many rupees in this game. But after you help out the renamed Malamar after Kakariko Village by donating money and going on a suicide mission, the armor will eventually drop to 598 rupees. You need the suicide mission there though. No, not that one. Oh yeah, that one. But yeah, overall, you basically just have to get a whole lot of money to be able to buy this thing. And once it's bought, the price doesn't stop there. While wearing it, Link will be invincible, but the armor costs about 2 rupees a second to use, and you lose around 10 or 12 rupees every time you get hit. So after using this thing for a few minutes, your rupee count's gonna be very low, or possibly even 0. And as soon as it does hit 0, as soon as you're depleted of all your rupees, the thing's worthless. It's just this heavy hunk of metal that Link is carrying around everywhere, making him incredibly slow and incredibly useless at doing anything. So this leads to my first point on why this item is shittier than any sewer. It's just not very useful. This item only works if you have rubies, which in this game is not necessarily a guarantee, and the times that it does work lasts about as long as I do in bed. It is incredibly short. So does it actually do a whole lot in that short amount of time? Well, like me, it's actually just pretty ineffective, honestly. And there ain't no blue pill making it more effective. You are bound to get a ton of heart containers in this game, and get a ton of fairies too, or maybe just some potions, to constantly keep your health high. And most of the enemies in this game aren't strong at all. The bosses, which you would expect them to be the strongest enemies, don't do all that much damage. So while being invincible sounds cool, it's really just like a one-night stand with me, and it really doesn't mean a whole lot. And honestly, it won't be very effective until the bosses later in the game. The first time you can start this side quest is after you beat the Lakebed Temple, which you're getting close to halfway through the game at that point. But due to the sheer amount of rubies it will take for you to get this, you're probably not going to complete the side quest until much later in the game. You're certainly not going to complete it with the starting wallet you have. So you're probably going to be using this as kind of the equivalent for how long it takes a girl to get back to me. It's going to be quite late in the process, if at all. I don't even know if you can actually use it in the fight between Zant and Ganon, but is it really even worth it using when you get to that point of the game? Yeah, another thing going against this item is the competition that it has. Twilight Princess has some of the best items out there. You want to destroy anything in your path? Ball and chain for you. Are they far away from you? How about use those bomb arrows? Maybe you want to just scoot over there on your spinner, which is pretty slow, although it is super fun to use in Arbiter Grounds. And this game introduces the best item in all Zeldas, the one the gods themselves prayed to, the double claw shot. So all these good items, and then what's this bonus side quest item you get? This hunk of shit. I mean, the game stacked all the cards against the armor to make it even worse than it already is. Honestly, this was actually one of the main reasons why I've always thought this item is bad, just because it has so much good competition around it. But the most important reason why this is bad is money. Money is crucial in a video game, and an item that makes you lose money at this much of a rate, it's kind of more of a punishment. The amount it costs to get the Royal's Fool outfit, plus the amount it costs to use said Royal Fool's outfit, is insanely high. So yeah, after you get all that great old money, all that money to then buy the magic armor, when you start using it, whatever you have left will soon also be depleted. The clips we're showing here, I started with around 2,000 rubies, and honestly in just 15 minutes of goofing off, I was quickly down to 0 rubies. 2,000 is a lot of rubies in this game, and 15 minutes is not a whole lot of time. Even opponents disappointed me. She kicked me off because if I have 0 rubies, my thing's too heavy. She don't want no part of that. I really don't need another girl rejecting me in my life. But my horse right here decided to join that fun. You know, I guess they say a trick, if you have money, it's easier to get dates. But if you wear the magic armor, you're not gonna have money. So what the fuck is the point? Did want to give a special shout out to another, I don't know sure this is an item, but I wanted to give a shout out to it. A Jesus gift. The thing is literally shit. You spend the entire game getting 900 Korok seeds, which do bear in mind, you only need like 400 or so to get all the upgrades. The remaining 450 or 500 you gotta get Korok seeds, they don't actually get you any really good things until you get the set gift. All this hard work finding the Korok seeds, doing the same puzzle over and over again, it's probably 60 hours of work, and what you get is something that 1 looks like shit, and 2 specifically says it smells bad. Like what the fuck? So there you have it, that was the worst item in all Zelda games. I was kind of surprised at the answer, the magic armor that I was gonna do at the beginning of the video. And when I was done with the research, it remained the magic armor. I kind of figured there was a bad item I missed somewhere along the way. But honestly, nothing was worse than the magic armor. But hey, maybe I did miss an item that was terrible. I do that from time to time. I just fuck up from time to time. Let me know if I fucked up in the comments. So hope you enjoyed my speech today. As you know, I had many important things that I had discussed. Mainly that I gotta figure out how to get a date.